Good morning, students. Just to complete and record the portion that we did from the chapter The Blue Bead on uh, Thursday through the Zoom class. So, here is the recording for that portion. And I discussed the question also that might have been important if there was a normal system of examination, a written system of examination, and that was described the encounter between Sibia and the crocodile. So here we go. Sibia sprang. From boulder to boulder, she came leaping like a rock goat, like, and whenever there is like as so, that becomes a simile. And why a rock goat? A mountain goat. Very, very stable. We call them goat footed. I use this word goat footed. In fact, you will see pictures of mountain goats steadily standing on a precipice or cliff which is almost perpendicular 90 degrees. Sometimes it had seemed difficult to cross these stones, especially the big gaps through which the river flowed like a bulge of glass. But now she came on wings. Figure of speech, metaphor. She was literally flying, choosing her footing in mid-air. And in one moment, she was beside that shrieking woman. In the boiling bloody water, the face of the crocodile fastened round her leg was tugging to and fro and smiling. His eyes rolled onto Sibia. One slap of the tail could kill her. He paid no attention. Insignificant, small 12-year-old child. He struck. Up shot the water. Kitna? 20 feet. And fell like a silver chain. Again, simile, like a silver chain. Beads of necklace of pearls. The rock shook. But in the daily heroism of the jungle, which was very common, just as thorn bushes in the desert, Sibia did not think twice. She aimed at the reptile's eyes. Remember the two soft places, eyes and the underarms. With all the force of the body, she took the hay fork and drove it into the eyes of the crocodile. One went deep inside the eyes, while the second one brushed against against the bony cheek of the crocodile. The crocodile reared up in convulsion, shook, shivered, his lizard body almost up, and then he fell back down and sank. Would not come up for a few days. We would not see the crocodile. But then ultimately, because of infection and pus formation, the crocodile would die. And in matter of 3 to 4 days, the body would ultimately float up. And so we see over here Sibia as a woman, her bravery, her responsibility, that even after killing the crocodile, she attended to the Gujjar woman, giving her first aid, tying a rag around her, putting some sand to stop her bleeding, and then carrying her to the Gujjar encampment where the men had made a litter, a stretcher to carry her for more further treatment. Then Sibia went back. Thank God the sickle, the hay fork was still there. Luckily. Why? They were so poor that they couldn't perhaps afford to buy another one. And as she went to pick it up, there it was, that blue bead. We discussed it in the very first lesson. It was not any bead as such, but a broken piece of bottleneck that was smoothened and polished and eroded by the waves. It was already perforated from both sides, so you just needed to put a thread around it and wear it as a necklace. Remember, she couldn't afford even the needle to perforate those red seeds, beads. So no longer blue now. In the setting sun, it appeared white blue and wobbling, dancing with the flow of the current. And as she reached down first, she could not catch it. But in a second attempt she made, she could. We all know the rules of refraction, that objects appear to be higher than they actually are. Then there it lay in her wet palm, perfect, even pierced, ready for use, with the sunset shuffled about inside it like gold dust. Her heart leaped. After a bit, she twisted it in her rag, in her cloth. When you twist and keep, you can feel it. So she was certain that it was there. And then she started her homeward journey, which was also not without the dangers of the jungle, because on the sand could be seen the clear wriggling marks of a snake that must have gone by just a moment before. Not to forget the song of the malarial mosquitoes, and the danger, the footprints of that Makna tuskless elephant that visited that portion of the forest regularly. On the way back, she met her mother, panting, out of breath, looking for her. I did not see till I was home that you were not there. I thought something must happen to you. And Sepia bursting out, so spontaneous, a child. Here she becomes a child again, spontaneous. And what makes her a child? Because she was not bothered about her act of bravery. And here we have the child complete, because she was more concerned about what she found. That is the blue bead. I told you the significance of the title. The blue bead stands as the reward for the bravery that Sepia showed, demonstrated in saving the Gujjar woman. I hope the story is clear. Thank you so much. Do take care. Do continue to answer the questions. Thank you again.